Good morning, everyone. I just want to do a quick walk around, just size comparison or visual comparison of the Kubota 40 versus the U35 before my buddy's actually buying this U35 from me here in a little bit. And so while I had both machines, I kind of wanted to do just a walk around to show, because this is the next size up from the U35 and there's not a whole lot of info out there on the differences. So as you can see, the reach maybe a foot more from the 40 to the U35. This is an older 2010 Kubota U35, but the specs on the new ones are very, very close, like within inches. Priced from a current U35 with the cab, angle blade, rubber tracks, to a Kubota 40 with a 6-way blade, cab, rubber tracks is about $15,000 difference. I honestly don't even know what the price difference is to the angle blade, because I never priced that out. I really wanted a 6-way blade. Some of the differences, the visibility, you can see around the tail of the U35 quite a bit better. Visibility out the front is very similar. The weight difference between, so for the canopy machine, it's just over 8,000 pounds for a U35. But with the cab, it's about 8,300 pounds, whereas you go to a Kubota 40, as it sits with the 6-way blade, it's like 10,200 pounds. So almost, I mean, it's about a 2,000 pound difference between the two machines. You can kind of see the tails of these, the blades are parked parallel, so that's how much more it sticks out, and how much longer the tracks are on the 40, probably 6 inches or so, and then the tail is substantially, it has tail swing and the U35 doesn't. That is one of the advantages of the U35 though, is if you can get your tracks in there, the whole house will fit and you can spin without hitting anything. Whereas that's a little learning curve. Since I'm used to no tail swing, I'm constantly watching the tail of the 40. Here's the size of the rear of that. It's much narrower than the tracks on the U35. I believe the track width is the same between these, but you can tell how much more cab there is. It's 6 inches in from the edges of the tracks, whereas this is flush on the edges of the tracks. Well, that's about all I got. The weight difference, the visibility, the price, those are probably the largest differences. You can't get a 6-way blade on the U35. If you could, I would have considered a U35 for sure. I like that machine a lot. But you can only get the 6-way blade on the 40. So far, I only have about 20 hours on the 40, or not even 20 hours, and I really like it a lot. It's more stable than the U35. It's faster. The hydraulics are quite a bit faster. The power doesn't seem hugely different. I mean, it does have more power, but it's not night and day. And then even though that's not that much reach difference, you really notice it. It sure doesn't look like much though on camera. So yeah, between the two machines, stability, visibility, pretty big price difference, 2,000 pound weight difference. Depends on what kind of work you're doing, really. I think for everybody it makes different sense to do a different machine, but in tighter quarters it is nice to have no tail swing, for sure. Hopefully that helps somebody. So here's another thing I noticed. Both of these booms are at like a similar angle. I was just putting fuel in this one and wanted to make a quick video of this. So for reference, I can walk beneath this one and have like, I don't know, 6-8 inches of clearance. And then the U35, I would get scalped if I tried to walk beneath that. So it's, actually I might have got grease on my hat, but so I'm crouching down, I'd hit my head on that. Similar angle for the boom on each of those, so quite a bit more boom, even though the reach is probably only about a foot difference. There's just quite a bit more mass to it. Also, one thing I noticed, if you look at this piece, whatever this is called, this knuckle that everything is attached to for your boom swing, is beefy on the U35. But if you go look at the 40 compared to the U35, it is substantially bigger. I mean, it's very, very stout. So just everywhere, you know, that weight doesn't just come from the counterweight. There's weight throughout the whole machine on stuff like that that's more heavy duty and just more boom and pretty much more everything.